If I will be helpless, I will try Google. If Google will be useless, I will lie to you and you'll have all the answers. So just know where to find me.
Celsius. Our dosimeter, the instrument for measuring radiation, only went up to 500 Roentgens. The needle was going crazy. It was completely off the scale.
A sarcophagus of steel and concrete, 170 meters long and 66 meters high.
Этому шло и проектирование.
It was one of a kind, a unique project.
rivers they are eating fish, and some of them are using so-called forest gifts, which will be mushrooms and berries. But according to experiment, for another 150 years, it's forbidden to eat it because they act like natural sponges, so they are absorbing radiation. But let me tell you that these researchers could care less. They said that most likely if we will die, it will be not because of radiation, but because of our age. And I can agree with them, because today the youngest will be 76 years old, and the average age for them is 87 years old. I told you that in total here it was planned to build 8 reactors, and on the list stands that rusty building surrounded by the cranes will be unfinished reactor number 5. The launch of which was scheduled for December 1986. It never happened, and right now half of the cranes collapsed, so authorities are trying to cut down the metal to decontaminate it and reuse it in 10-kilometer zone. They also understood that they will not have enough water to cool down reactors here. Cooling pond, artificial lake didn't have enough of it for the 5th reactor, so they decided to build a cooling tower, which you can see on the right. Right to your left. First black cube behind white pipes will be first reactor, which was launched in 1977. Second black cube behind white pipes, reactor number 2, which was launched in 1979. Then you can see rusty roof with yellow and white ventilation stack. It was launched in 1981, and inside of the sarcophagus we have exploded reactor number 4, launched in 1983. So it was the youngest reactor and worked only for 3 years before the accident happened. So guys, as for the results, on the Geiger counter we have 1 microsievert, on these accumulators we have 2, which we received with you in almost 7 hours that we spent in the exclusion zone. The same amount of radiation you will receive during 45 minutes on a plane. So you can calculate how much radiation you received traveling towards Ukraine or just around the world. If you will leave this Geiger counter in Kiev, you will need to spend there 22 hours to get to microsieverts. Today you received approximately 200 times less than during X-ray of your chest and approximately 2000 times less than during full body computer tomography. And that was the whole point of a journey, for you to understand that it's completely safe to visit exclusion zone. The limit for people who do not work with ionizing radiation, it will be you tourists and me a tour guide, we can receive 2000 in 1 year. If you multiply 1 or 2 by the amount of days we have in 1 year, it's still gonna be less than 2000, which means that you can conduct the same tours throughout the whole year without being affected. So feel free to use this information and feel free to share it with everyone for people to understand it.